they're not the appointing authority. Okay.
Okay. Good morning, Commissioners. This is the public hearing of April 1st, 2014. Chair Tierney,
Here.
Commissioner Bland, Commissioner Chapin. Commissioner Chapin?
Here.
Commissioner Devonshire?
Here.
Commissioner Gerner? Commissioner Goldblum? Commissioner Moore? Commissioner Perlmutter? Commissioner Ryan? Commissioner Washington?
Commissioners, we're starting with item number 23, application for certificate of appropriateness in the Borough of Brooklyn, docket number 15-2387, block 1066, lot 62, 217 President Street in the Park Slope Historic District, a row house built in 1890. This is an application to replace windows.
Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. Emma Waterloo, Preservation Staff. The item before you is for 917 President Street in the Park Slope Historic District. The building is located mid-block on the north side of the street between 8th Avenue and Prospect Park West. For your reference, here is the 1920s tax photograph. This proposal is to replace two existing curved glass windows at the basement level of this projecting bay here. The replacement windows will match the existing historic windows in terms of configuration, operation, materials, and finish, but the Commission's rules require that the replacement windows be curved to match the historic windows, and the proposal is for straight windows. The apartment owner, Salvatore Moore, is here to further explain the proposal and answer your questions.
Hi, good morning.
Could you just point to the windows?
Yeah, so
Put your name on the record too, please.
Thank you.
Just state your name.
Salvatore Moore, thank you. So the windows, I'd like to replace all three windows here. This is a straight window here in the center, and the windows here on the sides are curved windows. The proposal is simply enough to make those straight windows. I'd like to do that for a number of different reasons. The first is the cost. It brings the cost down by about 50% for those two windows. But as importantly, I'd like to be able to put an air conditioner in the side window over here so it can't be seen from the street. A lot of times when you come into the street now, you'll see an air conditioner sort of hanging out a window, and I'm trying to avoid that. So I'd like to be able to put it in this window, and it will fit. I think it will fit best for the street. Okay. How do I change this line?
Just the first one.
Okay. So this is a photo of present day. As close as I can get to the tax photo. These are the proposed windows here, and you can't see them in the shadow there. I'm sorry that if you look inside your deck, I think you probably get a better photo of what they might look like. But this is a better photo. So it would be the subject window here and here. This is the condition of the window. This, I believe, is the worst window in the group. Problem with all of the shaping in the wood here causes drafts. We had a brutal winter. I actually had some snow because of the wind came inside the window, and I had a small buildup on 2 different days.
That's the sill?
That's the sill, yeah. It's the original window. It's only going to last so long. These are photos and drawings from the window company. This window here is on the left side, facing out. It doesn't open at all, unfortunately. So this window is not operational. This is similar to the damage that you saw earlier. This is the window on the right side, closest to the entry door, which would be this window here.
But you're going to retain the grills or install from the inside and
The plan, if I can do it, I'm going to retain the grills, yes. I'm either going to try to refinish them and install from the inside, or maybe take them out, have them refinished, and then reinstall. I haven't quite decided that yet, but I am going to keep the grills. So the drawings here show the original curved window, and the plan is to just make it sit straight and flush.
Okay.
This is the center window. It's straight now, so this is 921 President Street, and the series of photos here is to show that most of the buildings who have done any kind of work over the last 20 years or so have all gone with straight windows. So this straight windows. The only building in the lot that has the curved windows is the one to the left of me, which is 915, and these are clearly curved windows here. Tougher to see in this photo, but this is the close-up.
Are they you?
They are not. They appear to all the
The
original.
original, okay, so they're like yours.
Correct. At 911, straight windows. And the view looking toward the park from 917 and beyond shows, and your deck actually shows the photos without the glare. They're all straight windows. So I don't know that these two particular windows are going to change the look and feel, but I'm respectful of the historical material that's there and hopeful that you guys will see that of the entire street here, these are the only two buildings that have rounded windows.
Those two on that block? Yeah.
These two, yeah.
Okay.
But you don't have a transom right above your window, it's just a window opening.
It's
This
just a
doesn't have
window
transom.
opening. That's right.
And you're going to replace it with wood windows.
Correct, yeah. Back to the original.
Okay, any further questions? I'm going to go to testimony and we'll come back to you in a moment, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Barbara Zay, please.
Morning, Barbara Zay of the Historic Districts Council. The projecting bay of 917 President Street has a rather unique design. The front of the bay is flat with flat windows, as are the flanking sides of the upper two floors. On the lower three floors, though, the side pieces are curved and their windows rounded to emphasize that shape. HDC feels that rounded glass should be used on the garden, parlor, and second floors to maintain this very conscious design choice. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other testimony? Any further comment based on what was said in the testimony?
I don't have any.
Okay,
No, thank you.
all right.
Well, it is almost precisely because there are so few of these kinds of windows remaining in our neighborhood that I would vote against permitting flat windows to be put in place here. When I look at the slides that you show, I see, yes, a deteriorated sill. It's ultraviolet deterioration. That kind of damage to a window is very easily repaired using epoxies. There are several companies that make appropriate epoxies for repairs like this. Abatron, the West system, which is actually a boat building epoxy. And these kinds of things are used all the time in repairing windows. If there is most of the heat loss through a window is around the perimeter of the sash. It's very easy to retrofit weather stripping in windows like this. And so I would suggest to you to speak either with your window supplier. If they don't have the capability of doing restoration, I think staff, or I would be happy to work with staff to recommend a few people who could do this for you, and you would end up with a restored window that's original and appropriate. So I vote absolutely cheaper, so I have to vote for it.
I go along with that, and it would save you a lot of money not to have to replace them at all in aggravation. Just the cost of taking out the old, the grills and everything too. But I support that, and I think that there's a way that you could do this in a very reasonable fashion, just by repairing, and you could put a second layer on the inside if you need to in the winter,
A second layer of,
like a storm type configuration or something.
So I'm actually looking at staff comments who I assume inspected the site. So, which says that the windows are deteriorated. So my first reaction is, yes, if they can be restored, that should always be the way with windows. It's a shame because the fact is replacement windows never last as long as the original windows. This is probably 140 years with those windows. So, but if they do need to be replaced, because they're covered with grills, I would be okay with not replacing them with a curved glass, but only if they could not be restored.
Yeah, I had somewhat mixed mind because I certainly agree with Commissioner Devonshire about the rarity and the fact that, you know, it's kind of a little asset to this building, actually. So I think it sounds as though there really is the prospect of really being able to repair them, which I think is going to be the right solution here. At the same time, because they're side windows and because of that they are less visible, if I could have maybe entertained it possibly, but I do think that this right solution is what Commissioner Devonshire proposed in this case.
So
So
I
I
agree with
would
that, and we'll start, that avenue should be pursued. The application can't be approved, but we won't deny it, and give you the opportunity to work through these suggestions with the staff, and then ultimately that could be a staff approval, correct? If it's done that way, you wouldn't have to come back here again. So with that, we'll close the hearing now. Motion, second, without objection, hearing closed. Thank you.
There are a number of items that are going to be presented together. The next item is number 24, an application for a binding report in the Borough of Brooklyn, docket number